Welcome back, everybody. It's Brothermutant here. We are continuing on our Let's Play for The Wizard's Apprentice, the first chapter, Chapter 1. Again, you see we have our character here. She is a chaotic good level 1 wizard. She has some spells learnt. She has spells here that she could scribe, but unfortunately the game always seems to start you off with 2 spells that you've already learned. Now, I've learned that from experience, but again, don't kick yourself in the head going, oh gee, I could have saved a spell, learned something different, and then just scribe that scroll, magic missile, into my thing, because if you don't pick magic missile, they don't give it to you. So, you know, don't feel bad about that, but I just tested it, proved it to myself, but that's fine. We have a good armor class for this character, even without spells. She's a little weak, but she's not supposed to be doing damage with her hands. She's supposed to be doing damage with her spells, so I'm not worried about that. We have decent skills allocated. You see we have some negatives going on here. It's things like diplomacy. Actually, it looks like the only negative we got going on here. Everything else seems to be good gravy. So all these other ones are being buffed most likely for my attributes because there's no way I'm a level 7 anything. So the intelligence buff, yeah, is giving me the extra spellcraft points. Same with things like move silently. It's probably coming from my dexterity, yep, being high. Lore's high. Concentration's high. And I also got a nice little skull cap on my character that gives me a concentration buff. So let's get into the mission. Alright, we got a hangover from last mission. We're scrolling around here looking for some stuff. Let's see here, there's nothing in this room. There's a door. Pop the map open. We're here. Library, that sounds like a good place to go. Probably want to learn some spells. Oh, here comes somebody. Oh, the master. What's up, master? Yogi buddy. Ah, Marin, it is good to see you up so early. The door to the tiny cow paddock was left open after the festivities last night, and the little beasts have run amok in the basement. Continue. Use the teleporter to go to the basement. Maybe that's what this thing is. Return the tiny cattle to their paddock and put out the fires. Afterward, return to me as I have one other chore for you. Do not forget to close their paddock door this time. I shall await your return in the library. Do you have any questions? What about the big one? Is she out too? Yes, she is. Be cautious of that one. She tried to gore me the other day. Oh, great. Do you have any questions? How should I put out the fire? Well, Wizard's Apprentice, I suppose you could use magic. Certainly you know of a spell which could cool off a blazing object. Oh, a ray of frost, that might work. If that does not suit you, take some water from the keg in the basement and use it to douse the blaze. Okay, so that's the workaround. So the water is a way to douse it if you don't have the spell. Very well. Do you have any questions? No, I'll get right on it. Okay, so we got a thing to do. Let's look at our journal. Pressing J. Escape experiment. Your master has instructed you to go to the basement of the tower, return the tiny cows to their paddock, and put out the fires they somehow set. Recent events. Your master has been chosen to chair the septennial meeting of the initially blah 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 whatever the society, also known as the society. You are happy but nagged by one question. The society meetings generally last over a year. Who will finish your apprenticeship? Okay, so there's our quest that we're working on. We need to go to the teleporter. That's got to be this thing. But let's explore a little bit here first. Now, again, like I said, I've read that you can do other things besides being a wizard and still be able to do this game. They went out of their way. Looks like we got a little glitch going on here. We'll walk around the table. Is there anything over here? No. The point of that is if you don't start off as a wizard or with the ability to cast, where's my spell book? A cold spell. Which sounds like we're going to need. So let's actually queue those up now. I always like to have at least one light spell handy because you never know when you're going to hit the dark. Although I do think I can see in the dark. I am a halfling, right? That should be a thing, yeah. Okay. Looks like we have stuff in here, though. What's that? Map. This is a map of the area surrounding Azurius Tower in Riverbend. Okay. You can see the nearby town of Riverbend labeled in the headwaters of the Thornwash River. Oh, this must be the town. South of the Deepwater and the northeast of the Thornwood. Sounds good to me. Are we going to all these places? Oh, that's a big ass map. Okay. I hate to steal from the master, so maybe I won't. We'll come back later. Let's see here. We have teleport instructions. To use this teleporter, walk to the center of the dais and state your destination. For your safety and convenience, we ask that you do not bring Iron Gauntlet on this teleporter due to difficulty with command recognition and slight disembowelment. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. That is so kind of you to look out for my well-being, game. Okay. Oh, here we go. Where do you want to go? To the basement. Dun, dun, dun. That was a quick load. Alright, we have stuff down in the basement, and I'm going to steal stuff. No one can see me. This is totally legal, right? Spare potions. Yeah, I want those. Come on. Get over here. Uh-oh. The cow found me. Oh, the large tiny cow. Uh-oh. The large tiny cow looks up at you with malevolence in its eyes. You see no remorse for the havoc it has wreaked in the basement, only malicious glee. A bad tiny cow, very bad tiny cow. The tiny cow sneers and returns to its aimless milling about the ruined basement. What are my other choices? Oh, we can either flee or attack. Well, let's attack, see what that does. Attack of opportunity. Smack. Ooh, take damage, fool. Ooh, near death. Oh, you stop that. Okay, the tiny bovine cowers before you, awaiting the death blow. You stay your hand, thinking of the months and months of work you and the master put into manufacture of this creature. Why would you need tiny cows? The little animal scurries off towards its paddock, followed by the other tiny cows. Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like we just updated our journal. Let's do that. Let's go get these spare potions over here, though. No, we'll look at that stuff here in a second. Alright, so what does our journal just tell us? The marauding herd of tiny cows led back to the paddock after the defeat of their leader. Try to remember to close their paddock door this time. Oh, yep. I'm going to do that. Where the hell did they go? It's got to be the door that's open, right? Are they all inside now? See cows. Yep, tiny cows. Oh, yeah. Big Mama went inside and the other ones followed. Okay, cool. Alright, journal update. Doo-doo. The miniature quadrupeds are safely behind bars once again, and your wizard's robe is ruined. Oh, boo. Got cow pooey on my stuff. Okay, what's in these ones here? I got moss creature. No, can't get in there, and I don't think I want to let him out. Oh, can I right click and name it? Moss creature. Challenge rating impossible. Okay. This creature looks like a mass of grass and moss with a generally human-like form. It has a barrel-shaped body with ropey arms and stumpy legs. Sup, stumpy? Oh, I've seen these things before, but in bigger form. We can actually, as a druid, you can change as to a plant creature that looks like one of these guys, but like huge. It's kind of like Swamp Thing or Man Thing if you're into that other kind of comics. Mathematical spider. What do you know? Neutral. Challenge rating very difficult. This aggressive-looking spider radiates an eerie glow from its body. The master has been attempting to instill within it an understanding of mathematical functions. However, it remains unable to count past 8. Nice. Okay. Well, let's leave you alone. What's in the last one? Ooh. Aunt Gertrude. What the hell? Aunt Gertrude. Uninjured, neutral, challenge rating easy. Decades ago, Azuria's great Aunt Gertrude accidentally turned herself into a great aunt. He keeps her here while the family searches for a way to restore her to human form. Oh, poor Gert. I'm sorry, honey. If we're going to cure you or something. Okay. Okay, well, we got stuff here to click on, and there's our fires. Well, first, let's explore. I don't want to complete stuff if I can still loot things. There's nothing. Old stone shells. There's nothing in there. Can I click on anything individually? Doesn't appear so. Anything in this room? Appears just to be the ovens. Fires we'll get to in a second. I saw some bookshelves. Yeah, there's some bookshelves that light up like a Christmas tree. And a keg over there. Maybe it's got some potions in it or something. Alright, bookcase. Deep slumber. Ooh, scroll. Sweet. Let's go to this one over here. Fireball spell. Improved mage armor in a book called The River Wizard. Let's take a gander at that one before we go in there. Okay, examine. The River Wizard is, I wonder if that's us, is a legendary necromancer, yeah, that's not us, who inhabited Kirin Valley centuries ago. According to lore, the River Wizard was a brilliant wizard who was corrupted by secrets he found deep within the Cloven Mountains. Eventually, the River Wizard was defeated and killed by a band of paladins, gold paladins. Nevertheless, every couple of decades, a riverman staggers into town, scared out of his mind, blubbering about the river wizard. General consensus holds that this has more to do with alcohol than the arcane, but the frequency of these stories does make one wonder. Additionally, legend holds that when the paladins destroyed the river wizard, his essence was somehow bound to this plane. At the moment of his death, some of his arcane energies were bound to 3 items in the possession of the paladins, giving them magical properties. Kick ass. As the legends go, the river wizard will be bound to this plane as long as those items exist. Ooh, I wonder if he's a ghost. Okay, I got potions in here. Let's close that. Potion cure wounds. Acid flask. Yes, please. Grab it, right? Okay. Got a bookshelf. Magic wand. Old wand of missiles. Oh, that's magic missiles. What's you? Healer's kit and a bag of holding. Score. Okay, that made my day. Alright, so magic missiles, level 3, which would mean two missiles get cast every time, uses 1 charge per use, and I have 10 charges. That's going to come in handy. We're going to hotkey that bad boy. We got these spells that we can't scribe because they're too high of a level. No, we'll keep these ones out because we already have them in our book. Sleep and magic missiles, so we don't need to relearn them or anything like that, so I can just cast them if I need to use them. So that's cool. That'll come in handy. What level is that one? Level 3 as well, so it'll be the same, so it'll be 2 missiles kick off of that one. But bag of holding, open that bad boy up. We're gonna store the stuff that, well, I can't use the quarterstaff, right? We might as well sell that when we get to town. If we go to town. Improved mage armor, we'll keep that in the River Wizard book. We'll keep all the potions out, deep slumber, and everything else I think I want to keep equipped. We got healing kits and potions of, what did I say? Cat's grace, bark skin, yes please. What's this one? Invisibility. Ooh, nice. Cool beans. Okay. Alright, so let's close that up. You notice that that's a really rare find, so the modder for this game did a great job of giving you something that you need as a wizard to hold your gear, because you can't carry that much usually. Your strength is relatively low, so that's a nice little find for us. That alone is, worth playing the game, I'd say. What we got over here? We got a keg. I clicked it and got an item of bottled water. Examine. This is a container filled with water. Oh, this must be how we put out the fires if we don't use our ice spell, or ray of frost spell. So let's see. If I right click it, that doesn't let me auto target. You're going to have to literally click your spell and then click the crates. Boom. Journal has been updated. The fire. Let's look at this real quick. You've extinguished one of the fires and have 1 more to put out. Okay, so let's actually use the thing on this one. Probably need a hotkey it, right? So we can use it. Activate item. Boom. There we go. Your journal has been updated. The fire. You have successfully extinguished the basement fires. Okay, so that's everything, right? We put those guys away. Close the paddock. You said extinguish fires. Make sure it's required by the same by the boss once again. Okay. I will point out one thing to those of you guys that are having difficulties with this game. In the journal, I had played it once for the very first part where we saw the missions that we had, and they were coming in blank, where this wasn't a title. You couldn't even see anything. You could open them up, but this was all blank. Like there was no writing there. And there is a patch fix for that. So when you just go to the description and see where you can find the mod for the Winter's Apprentice, read, when you go to that webpage, read what they say about how to fix that patch. It's in the discussion below the patch, or where you get the files. Saying, delete this, change that. There's like a typo in something, and an easy fix. But you want to do it at the beginning before you start a game, because you won't have anything in those journal articles, and you'll miss out on what it says unless you do it first and then start the game fresh. Okay, but let's go talk to the master. We just did everything we're supposed to. Got me some fat loot. He still has stuff upstairs here too. Well, I did ruin my robe. I'm not very happy about that. It wasn't really doing anything for me, I don't think. I mean, that wasn't magic robe or nothing. Yeah, and it's a piece of crap. It's basically just clothes. Okay. Master,
Greetings.
do you have any questions? The fires are out and the tiny cows are secure in the paddock. Well done. I see your wizard's robe has not stood up to this morning's activities. Take this robe to replace it. Now for the other task. We have another task? Yes? You may recall the old stone shelves in the basement near the brazier. I want you to demolish them. This will be an excellent test of your fledgling skills. Okay. I seem to remember that the stone comprising the shells is especially vulnerable to acid. Okay, here we go. Use your magic to dissolve the shells, and let me know when you are finished. Do you have any questions? How should I dispose of the shells? I imagine a spell which exposes the stone of the shells to acid would be effective. There are also some acid flasks in the basement which may work as well. See, there's our workaround if we don't have the spell, right? Like if you're playing a bard, I don't think they have acid splash. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So he gave me a robe? He did. An ironweed robe. Let's look at this. This robe is made of a fabric woven from the fibers of a particularly tough plant, which is the result of one of the master's various experiments. The tough fibers provide some protection, and their latent magical energies enhance spellcasters' abilities slightly. A bonus spell slot. Oh, badass. For sorcerers, wizards, or bards. That was nice of them. And damage reduction? 3. Ooh, sick. Putting that on. No arcane spell failure. That's important. I'm going to put this in here. Okay. And I got another spell slot that I can use. Yeah, baby. Alright, well, what do we want? I already have a sleep spell if I need it. Magic weapon, perhaps? Grease spells are useful. Give me a grease spell. Rest up on that. Oh, I forgot to put the... Damn it. Sorry. Pardon my language, everybody. Forgot I needed acid splash spells. I don't know how many I need, so let's just key up 3 of them. I will rest downstairs. Okay. Let's see here. So, teleport again to the basement. Alright. So, again, acid spells seem to be what we're wanting for this. It's gotta be this thing over here, right? Old stone shells, yeah. Let's rest up. But he gave us a workaround. So if we wanted to, we could use the acid flasks as missile weapons, I think, and chuck it at the damn thing. So again, if you're playing like a rogue for level 1 or a spellcaster that didn't have the, what do you call it, the acid splash spell, you have a way around it. So that's good news. But we do have acid splash. Again, we have to target it. Boom! The acid from your spell hits the ancient stone and immediately begins to dissolve it, as well as the beakers and old flasks on it. I probably should have took those off, huh? Oops. Some of the potions in the containers react and bubble caustically. The mixture flows down the wall of the basement, quickly dissolving the stone and melting a deep fissure into the wall. Oopsie doodle. It's my bad. The hissing of the mixture grows faint as it deepens the fissure. Finally, you are left silently staring at a gaping hole where the old stone shells once stood. Oh shit, I'm gonna go have to tell the master I fucked up. Oh, and it appears to be locked. An invisible barrier blocks your way. Okay. Alright, well, that was totally my fault, sir. I am terribly sorry about that. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna get rid of that one and I'm gonna put it on light spell again. So now, if for those of you that don't know what the spells do, I could click on them very quickly just to show you. The acid does lame sauce damage 1 to 3. The only reason you lack acid splash, besides the obvious use we just had, this is a nice spell to have. At least 1 or 2 equipped in case you come across trolls. No, I'm not defeating any troll anytime soon. I'm only a level 1. But when you kill a troll, or when you defeat the troll, to finish them off, you need him with fire or acid. Well, that could be a spell or a weapon or acid flask. So those things are all useful. You want to keep at least 1 or 2 of those around. Of course, I always like to keep a light spell. The other spell that does damage in your repertoire is Ray of Frost over here, and it does better damage, cold damage. Still have to hit the target with it, right? And spell resistance has effect. They can literally shrug it off. Daze I find to be relatively useless. 5 hit dice or less, and they get daze for 2 rounds. Maybe. And a big target that could come in handy, and it's a will negates it. Ooh, that might be a good one. I'm gonna keep that handy. Flare is another one that I like though, because Flare is one that lasts for a minute on the target. Fortitude negates it, so a big tough guy can shrug it off pretty easy, but wizards, whatever, you can hit these little bastards and it get penalty to their attack rolls. So again, relatively useful. These other ones, resistance is spell bonus or saving throw bonus. Touch of fatigue I never use. Yeah. But for level 1, all these guys are useful for various things. Tripping and slipping and sliding big groups of guys. Of course, sleeping big groups of guys so that you can come over and do coup de grace and slit their throats and kill them with one shot. Those are sweet. But I will negate that one as well. What do I think? Shield, of course, is an armor class buff. Mage armor, long-lasting armor class buff. Magic missile auto hit moves, but I already have wands for that, so that's good. Magic weapon, long-lasting weapon buff, so I can enchant my little dagger. Do a little more damage, more likely to hit. Nothing wrong with any of that. But let's get back to the master. Well, I think we have anything here. Yeah, the shells are going along with a large portion of the basement wall. Yeah, we better get upstairs and talk to him. To the master. Sip my coffee to make my day good. Okay. Alright, he was over here. Yeah, there he is. Are the shells disposed of? Okay, sorry sir, but, well, not all the potion bottles and flasks in the shells were empty, and when the acid from my spell destroyed them, things started exploding. Go on. The acid and the potions mixed together and started bubbling. Some spider on the wall and just melted right through it. Well, you have been busy, haven't you? Before we seal the hole in the wall, I want to know if it goes anywhere. Okay. Take what scrolls and potions you need from the basement and library. Make sure you have plenty of spells in your spell book before you go. Ooh, kick ass. So I'm not stealing. Yes, sir. Take this wardstone as well. It will allow you to penetrate the invisible barrier that surrounds the tower. Alright. As always, be on the lookout for specimens which may be of use in our experiments, or of interest to the society. Use this bag to bring back any you may find. Specimen bag. Alright, let's look at this stuff. Okay, wardstone. This wardstone will allow you to pass through the barrier which blocks the hole in the basement wall. Okay, that's the invisible barrier. Specimen bag. This bag was specially designed by the master to hold live specimens for transport back to the laboratory. It is of little use otherwise. Okay, so it must be, I guess we find something and we activate the item, stuff them in the bag, basically. He said we could steal from the library. That's what we're at now, right? Library. Yes, sir. So now we're taking shit. Oh, hell yeah. Mage armor, shocking grass. That's a new one. And a book called History of Cane Valley. Some little lore. Bookcase number 2. More mage armor, lesser orb of acid, ooh la la. Summon creature 1, history of riverbed. We'll take all that, please. Sleep spell, mirror image, shield, map of Cairn Valley, geography of Cairn. Oh, nice. We got a nice haul here. I think that was everything, right? Where's my Z key? Yep. Alright, looks good to me. Alright, so we have geography. I'm not gonna read that stuff. It's probably not useful in any way. Probably just lore books is what we got here. History of Cairn. Yeah. So let's just put those away right now. I don't have to think about it. This one too, right? No. I had scribe the scroll. Scribe that scroll. Okay, I can scribe that one. So summon creature. I think that's a wolf. Shocking grass, but that's a new spell for us. Mage armor scrolls, and I know I have mage armor, so that's fine. Mirror image, I don't think I'm high enough for that one yet. And shield, we already have that one too. So, let's put away mirror image, so I don't accidentally cast it like a dumb cough. What was this thing again? Oh, map. Examine. Well-rendered map of Cairn Valley. Use the item to see the map. Okay. Activate item. Okay, so this is where we're at, the tower. Riverbend, that's where the guy went that came and told us about the mission. Cairn Rivers was coming down here, I guess. River Wizard's Isle. Oh, the River Wizard. Yeah, we heard about him already. So he's dead though, right? So it's not particularly useful, man. Let's just put that away because it probably weighs something. Okay, but we got good stuff. We're loaded up. How are we doing on spells? I probably need to redo these. I have mage armor. I'm probably still going to keep it on here. Yeah, I like what we have right now, but I need to rest up because I'm missing some of my level 1 or level 0 spells. Get those back on. Poof. Okay. Let's see. So that's been pretty long, I think. So we'll get down to the basement, and then we'll call it quits. We'll come back for another episode here in a moment. Okay. Looks like the ward automatically works, so we just open the door basically, and I'll say goodnight. My name's Brothermutant. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you like the Let's Play so far. It's a fun mission so far, and I like that it's tailored around the Sorcerer, Wizard, Bard classes because, I mean, let's face it, most games are tailored for, you know, the fighter classes, the clerics, and all the rogues even. I even got a couple campaigns for those guys. So, but with that, I'm Brothermutant. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye now.